Welcome to the English Locker Room. In today's video, we will break down key phrases from ESPN analysis after Manchester United's draw with Crystal Palace. Learn English with football commentary. We will start from the phrase we see on our screen. In the end, disappointing result for Manchester United as they could only take a point away. So from this statement, we can understand that Manchester United did not play at home. They did not play at Old Trafford. And another thing is the game ended 0-0, which means these two teams shared a point. But first, let's try to understand the phrase disappointing result. Disappointing result means that the team, in this particular case, Manchester United, did not perform as expected, and that led to frustration. What about the phrase take a point? Take a point means the team, in this particular case, Man United, drew the game as a draw gives each team a point. So Manchester United, they got 1 point, so did Crystal Palace. By the way, this was one of Onana's outstanding saves from yesterday's match. Now we will try to take a look at how to use these phrases in a sentence. After a draw, you might hear fans say, "It was a disappointing result. We only took a point." Therefore, from this statement, you can understand that these fans wanted to take all of the 3 points. Let's take a look at the second phrase for this video. Palace got better in the second half. They were absolutely useless in the first half. So maybe let's start from understanding the phrase got better. Got better or got better is a simple way of saying improved. Therefore, from this statement, we can understand that Crystal Palace improved in the second half. But what about in the first half? If we're talking about Crystal Palace's performance in the first half, well, these are not my words, but this person said they were absolutely useless. Absolutely useless is an informal yet strong way of saying someone performed very poor. Let's say a team has a bad start, but then improves later. You can say they got better in the second half, but were absolutely useless in the first. This is our third phrase. Ten Hag is not bulletproof, and yet he's rotating somebody who's actually informed to give other people a chance. I almost said another people. Now, let's try to understand the phrase not bulletproof. What does this person mean when he said Ten Hag is not bulletproof? Not bulletproof means that someone can make mistakes or is vulnerable to criticism. Not only criticism, Erik ten Hag is at risk of losing his job. In football, the word rotating means substituting players, changing the starting lineup. What about inform? If we say that a player is informed, we are trying to tell you that that particular player is performing well currently. So many people think or believe that Marcus Rashford was informed and he should have started for Manchester United yesterday, but instead the coach Erik ten Hag, or the manager, he gave Alejandro Garnacho a chance. So how can we use maybe the phrase inform in a sentence? Let's say a coach changed the lineup despite a player, in this particular case, despite Marcus Rashford performing well. Fans might say, why rotate someone in form? This is going to be our last statement for this video. The Premier League is where he's going to be hired and fired. That's his bread and butter. This person is obviously talking about Erik ten Hag. Now let's try to understand the phrase hired and fired. Hired and fired refers to a person's job security being dependent on their performance. So that person is Erik ten Hag. This analyst is saying Erik ten Hag's chance of staying at Man United or losing his job at Man United depends on his Premier League performance, or how his team performs in the Premier League. What about the phrase bread and butter? Bread and butter is a phrase that means someone's main source of income or responsibility. Let's say a coach's success in one's competition is crucial for his or her job, and people might say that's his bread and butter. So for Erik ten Hag, the team's performance in the Premier League is his bread and butter. That's all for today's lesson. You now know how to use phrases like disappointing result and bread and butter in football and everyday life. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.